sorry about that. My camera died. Back to what I was saying. I am going to demonstrate how the rifle shoots now. It is very simple to load. I found the best way, the easiest, fastest way, is just to put a small amount of BBs onto a towel and just dab at them with the shells. Make sure that the BBs are correctly seated into the shell, as some of them can kind of right out of the top, and this will impact when you are loading and cycling. I think Airsoft GI even had a little bit of a problem when testing my rifle for feet per second at the factory, which with .2s, the crappy DBoys, supposedly non-polished .2s fired at 310 feet per second. They left a BB in my magazine well. When I took it out to sand it, it was in there all greasy, hairy, had a bit of dust on it or just dirt. And I'm supposing that's because they didn't have the BB securely snapped into the shell. When that happens, it will pop out if cycled hard enough. Now, the easy thing with this is the first round will stick out a little bit, and it may make you think that it's not properly loaded. Just don't worry about it. Keep loading the other 4, and then I'll demonstrate the 5th round thing I'm having. I'll have to stand it up because this is the best way to film it, I would think. Now, when it's in there, see, it usually doesn't do that. I'm thinking it's because of gravity. It will usually sit under there and then get jammed about halfway, sitting approximately just like that. Then when you push the bolt out, it's very hard for the bolt to move the shell because the rear of it is still stuck underneath the little catch for the bullets that makes them not pop out as easy. So you'd have to pull it back and then either push it back down. And if you push it back down, the easiest way to get it to cycle correctly is, I guess you could hold it towards the air, but I've had a lot more success pointing it towards the ground and then chambering it. Much easier like that. Otherwise, the other shells don't have to be in any particular direction to be loaded. They cycle a lot better. I'm guessing because the magazine plate has a metal spring that collapses when all 5 are in there. Almost flush, like completely flat inside the gun. And it's not a very weak spring. It's pretty tough if you try to get it all 5 in there and you get a jam, you gotta, correct it. Anyway, the other thing about the when it's loaded fully, safety will be very hard to work. It is a little loose in the firing position. Don't worry about it. That's fine. I haven't found any way to tighten it up, but it doesn't really need it. Now, trying to make it safe, as you can see, can take a bit of force when it's actually cocked. Now, not as much taking it back. It also will dry fire if it is loaded and you have a round in there while cocked. If you move the bolt up while in fire mode, it will dry fire. Now, I haven't done it with BB yet. I don't really want to destroy the gun. I just got it less than a week ago. And it doesn't seem to really hurt the gun. Like I said, I really would like to keep it at an optimum performance for as long as possible. Now, I will show you the target area where I will be shooting today. It is at that set of trees over right about there. That's about 95 feet from where I'm sitting right now. It is in my neighbor's yard. He doesn't really care. The circumference of the area of the tree is probably around 2.5 feet across from here, and a 10-inch is a very good grouping, I would think. But that was from 130 feet, and that would be more towards my backyard over there, which would be very hard to have the camera stand on a downhill base. It is a little windy today. I would say 5 to 10 miles an hour wind, and I'm still going to be using .28, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I'm going to turn you around now and let you look at the impact area. It is a little blurry, but you may be able to see the traces of the round if you are lucky. I will also do another set of 5 rounds. That was a miss. Another set of 5 rounds with the camera looking at me, and yeah. I am using towels as a... That was a hit. I'm using towels as a base. They are much better than any bipod you can get for this gun, because most bipods you would have to get will be barrel mounted and probably not of the best quality. That was a pretty good flyer. It also hit the tree about 4 feet above the target, though. The target will be just either under the top of the fence, the very thick part of the top, or above it, above or below it. Now I'm on my last shot here. The last shot was a hit, and that shot went straight to the right because of a very heavy crosswind. It seems to be picking up now. I'm going to turn you around, and my neighbor is out, so I probably won't do the next 5 rounds loaded. I will just do cycling, if that's enough. Loading is usually very simple. One thing you will want to do, definitely with the lubing, is make sure to lube the magazine plate on the bottom. It can get a little stiff at times, and the shells will not have a lot of lube on them if you are to lube this. This is the conclusion of part 2 of my review.